Here's problem 5, and this one always gives people trouble. We have to use a little bit of extra knowledge to figure some of this out. So let's see how we do this problem 5. First thing I'm going to notice is that I have 80 degrees here. So right here is 100 because I have a linear pair. Okay, because that's a straight line. All right, what else do we have going here? Well, I would like to say, oh, that's not a straight line, so I can't do anything there. I got 40 here. Well, wait a second. What do I see right here? I see a triangle. I always try to open my eyes up to triangles. Here's a triangle right there. That has to add up to 180. All the three angles do. So 70 plus 40 is 110. That makes this angle right here 70 degrees. So we now have this corner being 70. So I have 70, 40, 70. Now I know all these add up to 360, but that's not going to do any good. I'm not sure how to get this one down here. And it looks, well, there's 100. Can't do anything here because I don't know that that hits at a right angle. Now I do have A and B are what? Parallel. It tells me that right there. We're so used to seeing parallel lines as being perfectly straight. So let's see if we can get something from there. Because if we have a transversal, somebody that's connecting A and B, then we can figure out some angles. Well, right here, let's start up top. Right there, this guy's touching. So this and this are consecutive interior angles, and consecutive interior angles add up to 180. So if that's 115, this, a 5 would make 120, and a 6 then would make the 180. That's got to be 65 degrees. So we know that. That's got to be 65 because these are consecutive interior angles that add up to 180. All right, what else do we know? Well, I see this line touching A and B, and I notice my friend, Mr. Z-Meister. We love the Z-Meister. There's the Z there. If this corner of the Z is 80, this corner of the Z has to be 80. So I now have 80 degrees here. Now, this brings up something interesting. You know that right here is a straight line. Well, you've opened up 40, then some amount, and then 80. Well, that whole thing has to add up to 180 degrees. Well, 40 and 80 is 120, so what does that leave 2 to be? 2 has got to be 60 degrees. So I now have 2 being 60 degrees. Now, again, if we look at this, the other thing I noticed, if you want, you could go 60 plus 80 plus what right here? Well, or you could see 40 and this right here has to be 40 because they're vertical angles, or all three of those have to add up to 180. Well, if that's 40, or even on this side, slide 40, how much more do you have to open up all the way to be 180? Because again, a straight line here or a straight line here. 40 plus 140 for angle 4 there has to make the 180. So I now have that. So I got quite a few things. The only thing I'm missing is this 5 down here. Well, how am I going to get that 5? Well, so I've gotten 1 is 100, so I could fill in 1 is 100. I could fill in 2 is 60. 3 we found 65. 4 is 140. We just need this angle 5. And we're like, oh, what can I do? I'm not sure what to do. Well, here's what you have to open your eyes to. Notice if you go here to here to here to here to here, what shape do you have? You have a four-sided shape, which we call quadrilateral. Well, what do quadrilaterals add up to? Well, if you say, oh, I don't know, I don't remember. Well, just think of a square or a rectangle. That's 4 90-degree angles in both those. 4 times 90 is 360. Well, it makes sense then that all of them are going to add up to 360. So 140 plus 140 plus 50 plus this angle has to give us 360 degrees. 140 and 140 is 280. 280 and 50 is 330. So 5 has to be 30 degrees. That's what it has to be. Mathematically, there's no options there. So that gives us every angle. We didn't do this angle here, but you could have done a triangle right here. 80 and 60 is 140. Plus another 40 would make the 180. But we found all the angles we needed of 1 through 5.